So we were keen to talk about today the question of what we're seeing with AI and whether it has the potential to make a shorter work week more mainstream.
Yeah, I what I'm noticing is that for the first time in 6 years of running, flexible work practice here in New Zealand, for the first time, I am getting work with clients who want to run a shorter work week pilot. And obviously the shorter work week isn't something new. The original was about 8 years ago now, 2017. So what is driving this sudden uptake in interest, and is the shorter work week finally going to go mainstream because of the opportunity with AI to improve efficiency inside an organization? I'm wondering if that's something that more organizations want to be looking at. um, the two clients I'm working with, it seems to be a mix of well-being. They want their workforce to be well and try and avoid some of the burnout risks that they see as potentially floating around inside their workforce. But there's also this opportunity to embrace AI and drive more productivity. So there's two potential drivers there in terms of people embracing the shorter work week. So I'm just wondering what you're noticing over in Australia.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was talking to a friend of mine who works at Medibank recently, and they've been trialing the 4-day week for a while now and successfully with a small pilot group, and they're extending it out. And they've really linked the shorter work week to their mission of having the healthiest workforce in Australia. So I think
Amazing.
that's really interesting in terms of the link there. In terms of the question around the potential of AI to make the shorter work week more mainstream, I think there is so much opportunity for that. What's going to be interesting is whether that's the direction organizations take or whether they do the opposite and just use the productivity gains from AI to have less people working just as hard or even harder. And I don't think that's the direction all organizations are going to take. But if we think back to almost 100 years ago now, as many people probably know, the economist John Maynard Keynes predicted that due to all the technological advancements way back then, that by now we'd all be working a 15-hour work week. And so it's interesting
Mm.
about why haven't we made those choices in the past and what might be different now, as I think we both hope it will be, with the benefits that AI might bring to productivity and having us all work less.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that word choices, I think, is so important. It's, if you're sitting at a leadership table right now or a board table and you're thinking about your AI strategy, I think if you've got the choice, if you pause and think about how do we engage our workforce to really embrace AI and keep learning about what's possible with it, they need to have some skin in the game. So if they've got that opportunity to kind of think, well, as a workforce, we're going to get in return for embracing AI, we get a shorter work week for looking and finding all these efficiencies and continuing to do that as sort of a culture of learning that's forever ongoing. That seems to me like a really good strategy to go alongside your AI strategy for your organization. So let's wait and see if more organizations make that choice. And maybe it is finally the time has come for a shorter work week. We'll see.